Okay, welcome everyone. So we have a warm-up in the beautiful AP classroom. Thank you so much for everyone setting up your accounts in there. We are going to be working on step 6 of the hackathon. I doubt that most of you are on step 6, but that's the theory anyway. Okay, so what's due today is the warm-up, and the hackathon itself is going to be due on March 1st. Our objective or goal is that you will be able to create programming patterns using list arrays. Lists and arrays are the same thing. Loops and traversals to develop a functioning app together with a partner by following the activity guide and using the information we have learned during the unit. There's my friend Sam. Okay, so I'd like everyone to look at the warm-up in the AP classroom, if you can. I am not going to go over it. It's binary. If you're not remembering your binary, get out that old flippy-do and reorient yourself. The idea is these are AP questions. These are very old from the start of the year, so you might not remember them. Some people were having issues with their binary. So we're just trying to get you back in the groove. I want you to have as much time as possible, so that's why I'm going to skip doing the review. If anyone has any serious questions, you can always ask me. All right. Hang on. So I do want to just go over the basics. This is interesting. Okay. So in the beginning instructions, you'll work with a partner. Some of you are going to be in rooms of 3 or 4. Thank you so much for accommodating your other, classmates and programmers. This is the idea that we have a very diverse class. We have 9th graders through 12th graders, people who are coding for the first time and people who are coding for the 10th time. So some people are having difficulty in getting these apps and understanding how to do everything. That's why for some rooms we've combined. This isn't any casting aspersions on your abilities. This is difficult. It is new for all of us. We're moving very fast. So just try and accommodate the people in your room and make sure that everyone is getting a job or something that they can do to learn about the app building process, okay? So I really thank you right now for being kind and accommodating everyone. Good coders, try and lift the bad coders. Try and help them understand where they're going wrong, okay? So there are 2 roles in the project. There's the designer and the programmer. You are both responsible for the overall project, or all 4 of you, but you will focus on different parts of the project at any given time. The idea that you could, 2 designers could be working on 2 different screens. What is really important for this process is your activity guide. That is how 4 people are going to be working on the same app, and it's not going to be chaos. You are all working off the steps that are in your activity guide. All right. So after we finish the project, you will individually complete a written response that will help you practice for the create performance task. Some people were asking me about this. Where is it? It says, final app is on code.org, nothing to submit. You're going to submit the completed planning guide on Canvas, and then it says a written response on Canvas. Let me show you. In the module, all right, I've added, this is the activity guide and written response. There are 2 active things in here, the activity guide and then the written response. This is what the written response looks like. It's just another 1-page activity guide. If you can, it would be a great help to me. Hang on. Okay, it will be a great help to me if after you fill this out, you just copy it and put it at the bottom of your activity guide so that there's only one thing to submit. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Here's the regular activity guide, right? If you just shoot down to the bottom, you can put your cursor in here like it's active. You may need to copy it, but then you can just paste that text part in there and then it'll all be one doc. It's all part of the 20 points. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that people knew what was meant by this written response on Canvas. It's in here, and all it's asking you is, one, provide a written response that describes the overall purpose of the program. This is sort of a trick question. The purpose of your program is very simple typically. It's to entertain. It's to keep reminders. You don't need to write a whole paragraph about what the overall purpose of your program is. Usually the title of your program will tell you what the purpose is. It's a movie picker on Netflix. It's something that tells you all the old colleges. Insert screenshots. Anyway, I'm not going to get into this. You can see the rest. Okay, one other thing that is in the module that will help you in the breakout rooms is here are the requirements for the app. So you don't have to have the presentation open. You can just open this and it has the basic requirements. Do look in your worksheet, in your activity guide. At the bottom is the scoring guidelines. This is like a rubric. When you finish your app, just go through and check. The top part is the written, I believe. You know, program uses a data set in a meaningful way. At least one list is traversed. Variables, functions, conditionals, lists, loops, all worth one. App has 3 different screens. Each one's one. All screens can be easily accessed, just like the rubric. All right. So let me just breeze through these. So we've got the requirements. The first thing you're supposed to do is choose a data set, all right? Then you're gonna figure out what you're gonna brainstorm an app with your partners. Consider the columns of data that you are using. How will your app traverse this data? You need to either filter, which is the most common option. That is taking things out of the list. This is like the dog height, filtered dog names, so that only the names of small dogs went in the small dog list, all right? You can map, you can add or change each item in a list. If you have a list of numbers, you can use the math round command to round all those numbers. You're doing some universal action to everything in your list, or reduce your list. Reduce the data in a list to a single number. Who got the highest score on the quiz? Who got the lowest score? What mountain is the tallest? Those kinds of things, you're looking through the list for the highest number or the lowest number, right? That's reducing it. Then you're going to create your paper prototype. You're going to draw out your screens. They don't need to be that accurate. Just say, you know, home button. You know, like here, they're just lines. It's an impression of your screen, but draw your arrows. What are the inputs and outputs? This is what your designer is going to be using to create your screens. All right, prepare to build your app, fill out the tables. These are important. You're all going to be working off this information. Now, here's something that's caused people some issues. So test screens with a partner. Build a quick version of the screens which includes all elements with their proper element IDs. Do not worry about design at all. This is purely to allow the programmer the ability to test their code as they go along. Okay, so the first job of the designers is going to be to take your activity guide, look at those screens, and make a simplified version of them, just quick and dirty. you want any buttons, any text input, any text output on your screen so that the coder can code it. It's going to let them see if the code is working. Then you can be working separately on your final screens that have a theme and the buttons are perfectly halfway in between the sides and things like that. Then the question is going to be, how does the programmer get those beautiful screens of yours? All right. So one person's a programmer, one person's the designer in a room of 3 or 4, depending on the skills. Maybe have 2 programmers and 2 designers. Maybe, try and support everyone so that they feel that they're being productive. Okay, this is what we are doing today. Continue the build. Programmers use the table to guide you in adding programming statements to your program. That's the table in the activity guide. Designers use the chart, your description of your app, the visual one, to guide you in adding screen elements to your program. You can work on a separate computer from your partner. This is real pairs programming. One person has their hands on the keyboard, the other person is the Jedi or the pilot that is hopefully feeding them the information that they need to keep coding or to be doing the screens. When you have finished your screens, your partner should delete the test screens and then import the finished screens. It's not that simple. What they need to do is they need to import a blank screen before they delete their screens, their test screens, and then import the new ones. Okay? Note, if screens are not deleted before importing the project, you will get an error message because element IDs will be the same. This is the idea that you can't have your temp screens and import your final screens together because they have the same button names. They have the same text names. It causes issues. Let's go in. This is the page of information. I will try and put this out on the module too. Designer, ready to share your screens with the programmer? Follow the steps below. First, you add a blank screen. You do that in design mode. Click on the drop down for the screens and you will see there is an add a screen button or line. You need to add a blank screen. Once you've done that, then the programmer can delete all the old cursory project screens that they were using as placeholders so they could do the programming. Programmer, click the screen drop down and then click import screen. Designer, click to share your project, copy the link and send it to the programmer. Programmers, when you receive their link for their app, you need to hit remix. Remix turns their app into your app. So now you will be able to see in design mode, etc. And you can hit import screens and stuff. Okay? Paste in the link from the designer. Programmers select to import all of the screens. Delete the blank screen. Set the home screen to be the default screen. Hint, go to the design mode and click on the screen. So why do you have to add the blank screen? You can't have 2 screens with the same named buttons, etc., or it causes issues. So the first thing the programmer is going to do is import a blank screen. Then they will delete those temporary screens. Then they will import the final screens and delete that blank screen. Why do I need to delete before importing? The programmer and designer will have used the same element IDs for the placeholder screens and the imported screens. This may lead to problems when importing if the placeholder screens are not deleted first. Okay? Sharing your code. A lot of people are asking me, how can we share code.org? Sadly, code.org does not share. So what you're going to do is your coders are building the app on their code.org. When your app is done and working, Both partners should have access to the final project. In text mode, copy all the code and paste it in a Google Doc. Share the Google Doc with your partner. Then the partner can paste the code into their program code area. That will create an identical app to your partners, right? So then you've got the written response on your individual computer. She's saying, put your project in one tab and the written response in the other so that you can go back and forth looking at the project and writing your responses. All right, I'm not going to get into this. This will be next class. If you have your apps finished next class, you get to work on your written responses. If not, we'll just be working on our apps. All right. Okay, now the exciting big question. Are my breakout rooms still programmed? I had my second and third period breakout rooms that I spent 3 hours on disappear on me. It was very annoying. Okay, my breakout rooms work. All righty. So does anyone have any questions or problems about what we're doing today? Okay, we're just going to be continuing. We're going to work in the breakout room all day. You'll have 40 minutes in there. Work with each other, talk to each other. Oh, let me do one thing right now. I think particularly for design mode, being able to share in the room is a great idea. So that way someone can be showing what the screens look like while they're working on, and the other person can be looking at the list and telling them how to help. All right. Sounds like everyone's in good shape. Just one thing, I have combined 2 rooms and you guys haven't worked before. So you're going to need to room 10. Ethan Z, I'm expecting. Nikolai Forrest, Olivia Quinn, and Rebecca Zhu will all be in room 10. So work together, share the load, see how to optimize working with partners. A lot of people have asked saying, oh, I don't like working with other people. I just want to do this by myself. I get that and I understand it is easier by yourself. You get to do everything. Working with a partner is a different experience. You will learn more working with a partner. They have different thoughts than yours. I want you to see how other people are coding, and I want you to build relationships to other students in the class, because I can't help you in the AP. I want you to have resources, okay? Here we go. So if anyone is having trouble, if someone's being unresponsive in the room, whatever, a lot of times this is an internet issue, but just reach out to me. Don't go the whole class without being able to talk to your partner and then tell me at the end, okay? All right, in we go. We will be out, a minute before 2:40. Daniel, can I help you? Oh, there you are. You're unassigned. Help. Daniel, were you not here yesterday? Daniel? Daniel? How did he just bail out? lose out of breakout room 10. Cool. GP. Uh-oh. Move. Ding donging. Okay, team. Questions, problems,
I have a question.
everything? Yes. What's up, Nathan?
Are we allowed
Winston,
Sets.
what can I help you with?
Are we allowed to import our own data sets?
Technically, no, because it's asking you to use what they're giving, but it doesn't bother me as long as your app, it doesn't bother me where your data set is coming from. Whatever works for you.
Okay.
I'm not going to go in and confirm that you found your data set in the list of data sets. Those are provided to you as a courtesy because most people don't have them. Okay?
Okay.
All right, we are done. It's 2:40. Thank you for a great day. Again, on Monday, we will be finishing the apps and then doing the paperwork. If you haven't finished, you just keep working on your app on Monday, and then we'll do the paperwork as homework.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you. Have a
I'm
good day.
so glad that everyone
you.
worked so well together. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
It really warms my heart. Bye from Winter Wonderland.
Wait, I have a question.
Sure. What's up, Ethan?
So, you graded my like the code.org lesson 11 practice, but like I didn't do it. So I got
Right.
a 5 out of 10. So can I finish them?
Absolutely. Trust me, nothing is late. In
so-
COVID, we as teachers are tasked with trying to take stress off of you. We're all way too stressed as a result of everything else in our world. If I can take that off your shoulders, that's a great thing. So
Okay.
don't worry, you can always turn them back in.
Wait, so I'm about to finish them. So should I just will you be able to see it, or do I have to like?
Just ping me. Just shoot me an email and say, can you look at my, L7 and L11?
All right.
My problem is code.org doesn't notify me of anything.
All right. Thank you.
Right. So no worries. Thank you so much for being concerned. And just, I don't know why you're not doing them. I feel like a lot of the better coders don't feel that they really need the practices. The practices are great for people who are starting out because it goes over every skill you need. Just, between you and me, all I am really checking is the last 2 circles.
Mhm.
If you give me the last 2 circles done, you will get full credit. Ideally, in those last 2, it's the last 2 app circles, not the question. Sometimes they're questions. The last 2 app circles ideally require all the skills needed to do the make. So if you can do those, you should have a command of the material in the module.
All right. Thank you.
No worries. Have a good one. Have a great day. Bye.